Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to jump right into this 1 month review and update on what my life has been like owning the portals. And so I wanted to make this video because it's my experience with the 5th gen 4Runner. And so I don't have any other experience or knowledge or opinions on other Toyota products, the Jeeps or the Fords that 74 weld makes portals for. And so I've got my laptop out. I've got notes written down because I don't want to go off on tangents. I want to stick to the script and just hit a few of the highlights and what it's like having the portals. So there's lots of videos already of the portals being installed and showing them off on Instagram. And so Tacoma Beast was one of the first ones with 74 weld putting the portals on his Tacoma. Then Stellar Built put them on Brennan's with Trail 4R. And then most recently the Gen 2s with Jason. He's Taco Dust on IG. And all those videos are great and they all show off the product. I see in those comments, because I watch those videos, that oh, it's only influencers that are buying the portals and you don't know if they're really that good because they didn't pay full price. You can see here that I did pay full price. I did order them when they were actually $20,000. I ordered them at the end of December of 2024 and I didn't know the Gen 2s were coming, so I did have to wait. With waiting and getting the Gen 2s, the price did drop to $17,000, but there was no deal had. Me and 74 Weld did talk, but it's really hard to say that you're going to influence someone to buy $20,000 worth of a product. It's not like, hey, give me an affiliate link. I'll make you a video and I'll get you more content and people will buy it because they're on my vehicle. Maybe you can do that with a light, but $17,000 portals is a hard press for anyone. All that to say, I don't blame other content creators exchanging their social media presence for the portals. I think that their reactions can be just as genuine, but you can tell me that in the comments. On a side note, with the Gen 2 portals, it is the first time that you can adapt the power brakes to the portals easily. And so I went ahead and paid for that upgrade as well. That is separate from the 74 weld portals. You order it at the same time through 74 weld, but it's the Powerbrake Kit, and there's just a special bracket that 74 weld makes to adapt. And so pros and cons, of course, there's not going to be a deep dive here. Pros, they look good, they work, they stop a heavy rig. Mine weighs 6,200 pounds. Cons, they do make a lot of brake dust, and maybe they are $2,500. So let me know in the comments if the cost is worth it or if you have any experience. Of course, you can put power brakes on a lot of vehicles that are off-road. You don't have to have the portals to do that. Let's move forward here. I ordered them and shipped them to a dealership that a friend worked at. And the portals out of the boxes, he opened them to make sure everything was there. And it was already getting oohs and ahs and turning heads. People were messaging me, Tim, these are the most beautiful things I've ever seen. They are so shiny, the product looks amazing. And so furthermore, to point towards what 74 Weld is doing with their products, they do cost $17,000, but most people have never seen anything like this. They've seen it on the internet or YouTube, but seeing it in person, it helped people say, Tim, that's a lot of money, but I see where the cost went to. I wanted to say that just out of the box, people were simply amazed with it. Okay, so once they were installed, I drove it from Atlanta, Georgia to Florida, and then from Florida back to Atlanta, and then up to Alaska. So I've got over 5,000 miles on the 4Runner, all highway, some towing my camper, not really anything off-road other than the road to my house, which is a dirt road. But I know they're going to perform great off-road because there's already other content on that. The clearance is crazy. The gear reduction works. All that stuff is good. But what I wanted to share is driving down the highway over 5,000 miles, there were people staring at the 4Runner. They were turning heads, breaking their necks, like looking back. They didn't know what portals were. I'm going to tell you that right now. Most people don't. I've got a decal on the back window of the 4Runner on the quarter glass, and I've had that for over a year, and most people don't stare at that. But when people are driving by and they see the 4Runner and it looks different, I mean, it's jacked up. I didn't put this in my notes, but I got pulled over in Canada and I was like eye to eye with the officer, and that's just wild because you're sitting that high off the ground. Just more of a reason for the function, the cost, in my opinion. People love them. It may not be for them, but they know that it is something different, not just a traditional suspension lift. A little bit about the install part of it, and brings me into my experience with the 1 month review. Two camps on mindsets, in my opinion. There is a camp that you could pay a shop and that you could pay them the labor on top of the $17,000, and you could have professionals install it. and then you could get it back and it would be right, it would be done, and you can go about your life while they're installing it. You can go about your life when it's done and driving it straight off road. And that is completely okay. The second camp mindset is that you can install it yourself if you have some mechanical aptitude, some abilities, tools, and resources, of course. And the reason that I would recommend that is if you are going to be owning the vehicle long term, you may need to be working on the 4Runner. You may need to be servicing the oil changes for the portal boxes. You might need to be inspecting them. You may need to know how to work on them. As a whole, do you save yourself the money but go through some headaches of learning how to install them, or do you just pay the money for the shop? Backtracking to paying a shop. One of the difficulties with that is there's 74 Weld, there's Stellar built, there's Toyota Off-Road in Kennesaw that I know has installed a pair on a Bronco, I believe. And then there's Mountain Toyotas in Denver, Colorado. That's 4 shops that I know nationwide that have put portals on. And of course there's more, I just don't know them. So if you're like, oh, always pay a professional in the comments, well, who's the professionals? Because who's installing $20,000 modifications to vehicles and can legitimately say they have experience? Those 4 that I know, and more on Mountain Yodas later. I've got some things to say about them. All good news. So stay tuned. About the install too, overall, the parts aren't complicated. They come with instructions on the internet. You can download them. You can look at the diagrams. They are well laid out by 74 Weld. And for the fronts, you're just replacing the spindles with hubs. They are heavy. I do recommend 2 people. And in the rear, you're replacing the hubs with axles that are provided. So it's not rocket science. It's not overly complicated. You're not just taking apart an automatic transmission. It's literally a couple nuts and bolts, removing the brakes and things like that. So with some mechanical ability, I totally believe that most people could do this job themselves with the proper resources, especially with 74 Weld providing the instructions that are well laid out. On a quick side note, there are things on the internet that say you can bolt on 37s with a stock suspension. That's not true. I message people on Instagram that already have them, talk to 74 Weld, and on the 4Runner, 35s will fit with a body mount chop. 37s will not fit. You need to put a JD pivot fab kit on it, and you need to trim a lot in the rear to get it to fully articulate. So that is not 37s bolt on with stock suspension. Just wanted to clear that up with the 5th gen 4Runner. Either way, I was running 35s. They were available, easier, they're cheaper to maintain, they weigh less, and 35s versus 37s don't change the ground clearance that much, where the portals are already giving you crazy ground clearance as is. You don't actually need the bigger tire. I would love 37s for the record, but right now 35s is where it's at. Now on to the part that I messed up and had some difficulties with the 74 Weld products. Make sure you stay till the end to not to jump to conclusions. But first out the gate, me and my friend, we were planning on 2 days to do the install. And the problem that we ran into is when we were done, we left the parking brake cables all disconnected from the wheelwood calipers in the back. You get upgraded calipers with cables that you have to run yourself because you're losing the parking brake through the Toyota design. So with that, we were going to do the parking brake cables and the alignment the next day at a different shop. We were installing them in one location, needed to do the alignment at another shop. No big deal. But when I put the tires on from the install, and you can drive the car with no parking brakes, that's no big deal. The wheel went on just fine, but we lowered it to the ground, and when we went to back up, we heard grinding, and the parking brake lever on the wheelwood caliper scratched my brand new Method wheels. So completely my fault. I don't know how the wheel and tires slid on with that actuator not hitting it or preventing it, but it did. And so if we would have noticed that lever hanging down, then we could have either removed it or clocked it, but there wasn't time in the day, that day, to get them ran anyways. So that was completely on us. Lesson learned. Doing big projects like this though, I expect things to go wrong from time to time, and that had nothing to do with 74 Weld. Their instructions were great. We just were taking it one bite at a time. A little sad that my brand new wheels got scratched, and it's not even a cool story. Okay, so the next situation is right out the gate, driving the vehicle the next day, I heard a clicking noise from the vehicle. And I wasn't sure if it was mine. A friend of mine at the shop said he heard a noise, but then it went away. With some more video evidence, you could definitely tell something was wrong with the car. I reached out to 74 Weld and the team was great. got in touch with the engineer, and we worked on it. It took us about a week to disassemble it. We had to narrow down suspension. We had to narrow down brakes. It's not common to have this type of clicking sound, especially in a rear. To me, it sounded like a bad CV joint, but of course there's no CV joint in the rear. After pulling the portal box apart, after eliminating everything, 74 Weld decided that it was a bad hub. So they sent me a hub, we replaced it, put it on, and everything was okay. So with that, they hadn't really seen anything like that. This is the first Gen 2 portal set, if not the first ones out of the second run. The gears weren't changed in it. There was other stuff that was updated with the portals, but this was not. The hubs were used on the Gen 1s, the gear sets were used on Gen 1s, but they didn't know exactly what to do. I didn't know what to do, but working together and even FaceTiming them with the gearbox pulled apart that you can see on the screen, they were huge. We were in Atlanta, they were California, 3 hours behind. So we all made it work with our schedules, and that is good service from 74 Weld. I wouldn't expect anything less from a company that I'm working with off-road products. Now on to the final and the biggest hurdle, in my opinion, that came up with it. I was driving from Atlanta to Alaska, as you already know, and along the way, I was almost to St. Louis, and I got a call from 74 Weld. And they told me that I had the wrong tapered bushings in the uprights. And I said, okay, what do we need to do to get that fixed? And so you can see here that the misalignment pin from the Dirt King bushing, the Dirt King misalignment pin wasn't fully seated in the upright. Me and my friend knew that right out the gate when we put it together, but we just felt like the tolerances were super tight and everything was good. It really wasn't a red flag. There again, we've never installed portals, so we didn't really know to reach out at that point. But they said, you need to get it fixed. The sooner the better, and driving another 3,000 miles was not recommended. Everything was still tight. I checked that in a Walmart parking lot, and over a couple hours, 74 Weld and we decided that I needed to make a left turn in St. Louis, head west to Denver, which is 300 miles out of my way to get to Alaska, and we were going to go to Mountain Yodas. This is where Mountain Yodas comes into the story. Like I said, they are awesome. 74 Weld talked to Mountain Yodas. I agreed to drive over to Mountain Yodas. Mountain Yodas was going to fit me in last minute. They had a trip coming up. They were behind on builds. They had trucks to be delivered. They said, Tim, you get over here, 74 Weld, you overnight the part, and we will get you in. I drove 1,000 miles one day, got to their store at 8 a.m. the next morning. The part from FedEx was already there. Now, the reason being Mountain Yodas was they already have portal experience. They've installed the most portals nationwide, to my understanding. They work daily with 74 Weld, and my thought was to overnight a part from FedEx from San Diego to Denver was going to be way better than having to try to overnight something from San Diego to who knows where in the Midwest. North Dakota is where I was heading, and then I was going to have to figure it out on my own in an AutoZone parking lot at some independent shop. And my hunch is the further I went north, let's be honest, they probably weren't going to know what portals were. So Mountain Yodas, knowing the pinch I was in, they agreed. They got me in and out in a couple hours, and I was well on my way. And so thank you so much to Mountain Yodas. You definitely didn't have to do that. And 74 Weld working together, you guys made it happen. What I wanted to say is that both of these situations, the hub being bad out the box and the part being installed improperly, the wrong part being installed for the upright, those things can happen. I've been in the automotive industry for 20 years. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, you know things can be wrong brand new. I've bolted on parts brand new out of the box, okay? Stuff happens. So what I'm trying to communicate here is that you need to trust your companies that you're buying from. 74 Weld is the only one that makes their portals in the US, manufactured in San Diego. So if you need parts, you have to get them from 74 Weld. You also need to know that they're going to be the ones that are going to support you, help you diagnose things, replace things, and stuff like that. I trust them. They came through when I needed them the most with both of those instances. You spend a lot of money on more expensive things than portals, so you can go to the comments and tell me for $17,000 that they should be right out the gate, but houses aren't right, cars aren't right, boats aren't right, other hobbies that you might be into, they all have problems right out the gate. That's why automotive manufacturers have recalls. So I'm not mad nor surprised that there was a couple things that came up with the portals. Now, granted, everyone that I've talked to that has 74 weld portals, theirs have been flawless. And so I know that they deliver top-notch products way more often than just a couple snafus. I just so happen to be the victim of 2 within the first month. So that's everything that I've got. There's mistakes made on my end with the installs of the parking brake cables. There's a couple parts errors from 74 weld. I'm doing the oil change on the boxes now with the tire rotation. Let me tell you, buying the portals was the best thing for the 4Runner, for function, for appearance, and just pure enjoyment of having the 4Runner up here in Alaska. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that thumbs up button. I'll have a 6-month review. I'll have a 1-year review. I want to keep everyone posted on what my journey is like going through with the portals, because not very many people have them yet, but with the price drop and them mainstreaming production, I think that a lot more people will have it. And so I want to document my journey. So as always, thank you for watching.